the science of gravity, if a tree is falling, it's going to hit something, possibly the ground, and the science behind frequencies and science and sound frequencies and shit is gonna automatically do that. Now, depending on where I am or whatever my senses are, has nothing to do with the fact that gravity just occurred and science is in effect, right?
Absolutely. That's why we put into the fact that vibration did happen. We also took into the account that the waves were carrying potentiality for sound waves. So we didn't negate science. And I just added biology through our five senses. You're negating biology. I'm taking in all of it.
Oh,
I'm
I'm not
taking into
negating
account
biology.
biology
No,
because
I'm
yeah,
just
you are. If you think
no.
the five senses, love.
No, I'm not negating. What I'm saying is, I don't think that the five senses has anything to do with the question, because he's saying, did the tree still make a sound when it
Operative
fell?
word is make. That's
Okay,
the
I'm
operative
not gonna.
word is make. Think about it. Think about it. It's make. Did it make a sound? How, how do we know something was made until there's someone to perceive it through one of the five senses? No? What
No,
am I
because I feel
missing
like
here?
that's your. I feel like you're answering a different question.
I think that you would need to have something to be perceived, right? And that will come in forms of information and data. Without information and data, that answers the question. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear, does it make a sound? The answer is no. It does cause a vibration. It will cause a vibration, but it doesn't make a sound because there's no ears there to perceive the vibration, to translate it into a sound, such as a thump. I yield.
I got smoke with that, but go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead, Bars.
You said, well, you got smoke in my thing? Bring it.
Yeah,
Hello. No,
but
I
go
said
ahead.
what I said about the star.
Okay.
That
Well, I'm
that was
gonna
like,
say yes. The tree does make a sound.
It has
So that's like
vibration.
that's like
So let me
that's
ask
like
you this. Wait,
that's like
before
saying
you.
sound didn't exist until the human
No,
came.
no, 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 no. There was always potential. You see, in that space, there's always potential. There's always potentiality. There's always potential. So as long as there's potential, you understand, sound will exist. Sound
ooh,
does
I got a
exist.
question. I got a question for y'all then.
So were there no animals? So were there no animals
I
around?
said there was no ears to
You're right.
hear it.
Right.
That's what I said. There's no ears to translate that vibration into sound that the tree makes while it's falling, even way before it falls, like when it cracks and what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so let's go through this from a scientific
Sure.
perspective. Have you ever seen a tree fall that didn't make a sound?
No,
Have I ever?
but that's not.
Yes.
So that simply means
Yes.
she's
Let
hitting
me
you
tell
with the
you how.
truth.
No, no,
So
no.
No,
Let me
wait.
tell you
so
how.
there's a
Can
so
can
there's
can
a
I
natural
wait? You asked
wait.
me a question, but I didn't get to answer.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, yes, I've seen a tree fall and it did not make a sound. And that's when I came to the idea, holy crap, it has to be ears around to hear it. And this is because I was watching a movie, right? And in this movie, there was like a natural disaster taking place. And they were in a helicopter, right? And while in the helicopter, I was witnessing, through the screen, the trees falling. But the people in the helicopter did not hear the sound. Why? Because they were not at a close enough proximity for that vibration to hit their ear canal. So yes, I've seen a tree fall without it ever making a sound. You have to be in proximity.
You have to be in proximity to hear it, but it doesn't mean that the tree didn't make a sound.
There was always
You
potential for
just
sound,
you
but there
just
was
weren't.
no ears to translate the vibration, to receive the vibration. Without
Hold
without
on.
humans, there's only potential.
I want to further
We
that. I
got
want to further that. Look. This is what's gonna make it real for you, Heavy. There's a difference, right? So, are sound waves released? Absolutely. but is sound interpreted without the receptor. It's just like you stated, right? When you
But
state the
not whether or
stars.
not it's
Look.
interpreted. That wasn't the question.
Wait. Let me lay my plane. Look, it's just like you stated. The stars remind you of neurotic exchange, right? And or the way synapses fire. However, it is true that when synapses fire, that not every neuron it hits a receptor, right? And that those become what? Free radicals. Those free
Mm-hmm.
radicals, right, are the equivalent of the sound waves being released but not being heard. There is still energy placed into your reality. It is not, if it is not focused and or received or hitting its receptor, then it is simply energy. It does not exist in its received form, sound. So sound wave occurs, right? And they occur everywhere. They occur outside of the sounds we hear. You feel what I'm saying? At which point that energy is still being exchanged. There are sounds that are occurring right now, even in the sounds you hear and the wavelengths you have access to, that you don't have access to, right? And that's still energy present in your reality. So the sound wave occurs, but sound does not always. You feel what I'm saying?
And that's my whole point. Did it make a sound? Yes, it did.
No,
Now, whether
it
you
released
receive,
a wavelength that could be interpreted as sound. But if it is not
It carried
heard,
the
it is not
vibration
sound.
of sound. Right. Those sound waves carried, hold on, carried the
sound was
potentiality.
created, you just didn't hear it.
No,
Okay.
no.
You're not, I see what you're saying, but you're not getting what we're saying.
I get totally what you guys are saying.
No,
I mean, I totally get it.
not from where we're speaking from. We make sense, conceptually. Yeah, we make sense. You can understand the words. You can pretty much determine a paragraph, but your perspective is in the wrong space.
So do you see microwaves? No,
Do
right?
I
Do you
see?
see radiation? No, right? So,
No, you
but
don't.
is it released? Yes, absolutely. It exists in your reality. So that wave, right, it is only perceived as radiation because it radiates whatever it does, right? Like it vibrates onto that cell in that way, right? If it does not, then what is it? It is toxic radiation just in the atmosphere. You feel what I'm saying? There's no without a source or anything. Yeah, it could flow or it could crash, and that's what I'm saying. So once the sound is released and it doesn't land on ears, it is still just out there. Continue to translate it, to transmute itself into something else.
In order for it to be sound, it has to be sensed.
Agreed. As sound, it has to be sensed as sound. Sometimes you ever get a feeling where you ever like outside of the earshot of like a festival, but you can feel the energy of the festival in the town? It's because all of those wavelengths are being released. You're not hearing sound. You're not perceiving sound. Sound is not present with you, but you're present with the energy of the wavelength.
All right. Y'all don't think that tree made a sound? That fell.
I think
Wait,
the tree made a goddamn sound. I
Wait,
don't
what?
know what the fuck. I mean, okay, here's the thing. The tree made a sound. You just
How do you
didn't
know?
hear it, right? That's what the. I
Who
just want
would
to make
know?
sure I'm not bugging.
Wait. How would someone determine, without ever hearing sound before, that the tree made a sound? How would a
Because
deaf
it's
person?
science.
No. How would a deaf person? Let me say it like this: how would a
I know
born
there's
deaf
some sound going on
person?
right now.
How?
It's stopping me
I know
from
that's Hev back
hearing.
there. I don't know what he's
Oh.
doing. Yeah, he's listening to some sound. He's trying to sound us out. So, so if a person was born deaf, never hearing sound, ever, when that tree falls, will that deaf person know it made a sound? And if so, how would it know?
Okay.
How would it know what it sounds like?
That part.
So, see, you just said the deaf person can't hear it. It doesn't mean that the sound didn't happen.
How does wait? What do you mean? If every, let me ask you a question. What if?
I
Sound
feel
didn't
like
happen
Oh
for
wait, wait, I
y'all
the
got
trying
a
to
person.
good
punk.
one. There was
Y'all
this
trying to punk
movie.
me right now.
No, no, no. Real
Like,
talk. There was this movie, right, of a whole village of people that were born blind, but I'm gonna make them all born deaf. Right now, let's make everyone in the world deaf to sound. No one ever knows sound. No one has ever perceived sound. If a tree falls, has it ever made a sound?
Nope.
And if so,
It only
and
made
if
a feeling.
so,
no,
if
it made a
so,
sound. I
how,
just didn't hear it.
if so, what makes something make a sound? Like how are sounds? You're missing the point. You're imagining or you're thinking from the space of already hearing sound,
Right.
hearing
No,
a
I'm
tree
not.
fall. But you got to think out of just think out of space, like literally think out of space. Okay, you need a perceiver, someone to perceive something in order for it to become something. An apple is neither good or bad tasting. It's just an apple with flavor. It comes with its own flavor, right? That's how we know it's an apple. It's its nature. It's its flavor. It's not until somebody bites into it that says, "Oh, this tastes good," and then another one bites into it and goes, "Oh, this tastes horrible." Let me ask, does an apple taste good or does it taste horrible? Or does it have no taste at all without one of our senses to taste it? You're taking away the power of our five senses.
I
Our
mean,
five senses brings life to the
Right.
world.
the science of gravity, if a tree is falling, it's going to hit something, possibly the ground. And the science behind frequencies and science and, sound frequencies and shit is going to automatically do that. Now, depending on where I am or whatever my senses are, has nothing to do with the fact that gravity just occurred and science is in effect, right?
Absolutely. That's why we put into the fact that vibration did happen. We also took into the account that the waves were carrying potentiality for sound waves. So we didn't negate science. And I just added biology through our five senses. You're negating biology. I'm taking in all of it.
Oh,
I'm
I'm not
taking into
negating
account
biology.
biology
No,
because
I'm
yeah,
just
you are if you think
no.
the five senses, love.
No, I'm not negating. What I'm saying is, I don't think that the five senses has anything to do with the question, because he's saying, did the tree still make a sound when it
Operative
fell?
word is make. That's
Okay,
the
I'm out
operative
of this.
word is make. Think about it. Think about it. It's make. Did it make a sound? How, how do we know something was made until there's someone to perceive it through one of the five senses? No? What
No,
am I
because I feel
missing
like
here?
that's your. I feel like you're answering a different question. I feel like I feel like you're putting wisdom before knowledge in this, and that's what we're not understanding. Because I feel like just me coming from the perspective of doing the knowledge on what he said, it's not. It has nothing to do with his question. Was, if a tree falls, does it still make a sound, even if no one heard it? So the only thing that has to do with the five senses, based on the question he asked, is whether is the negation of the five senses, because he's saying even if no one heard it, did it still make a sound? And that the answer to that is yes.
I accept that. I accept that. And that was my question, actually, but I accept it.
He,
Hmm. So now that we can all, I totally get what Trinity's saying, and I totally get what Lovely's saying. But I don't think Lovely is getting completely what Trinity is saying. She's basically saying, yes, the tree fell. It created a resonance. Lovely, you're perceiving that resonance as sound, right? The thud, the when it hits the ground and it creates this resonance. You're saying that, well, yeah, that's the sound right there. What Trinity is saying, that's not the sound. It doesn't become sound until your ears interpret it as sound.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like without the ears to interpret that resonance and capture it in that frequency, right? Then it's not sound. It's just the potential.
Right.
Now, it could potentially be seen as just a ripple through the eyes, like going across the plane. If you only had eyesight, right? If you had the ability to feel, you may have felt it, like the wind from it brush up against you. But it's not until it goes into the ears that the ears takes that resonance and it hears it. Then it becomes sound. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that
But she's
goes
still
back
saying
to
it
your
makes
first question, Heavy, when you said, do you receive information from what you perceive? Because you perceive different wavelengths.